Every year, millions of Chinese residents die from air pollution alone. What is air pollution, and most importantly, why does it kill so many people? Air pollution is the introduction of chemicals, particulates, or biological material that damage the environment into the atmosphere. In China, air pollution has recently become a major problem. It is caused by China's rapidly growing industries. A large amount of air pollution is caused by burning coal, often for electricity. To show just how much China's electricity demand has risen over the last decade, you can look at the fact that in 2000, China consumed half the amount of electricity the USA did. 10 years later, in 2010, China consumed more electricity than the USA. From this you can see how the demand for electricity in China has grown in such a short period of time. However, not all of China creates this bad air by burning coal. There are only three major polluting regions: the Beijing-Tianjin-Hebei region, the Pearl River Delta, and the Yangtze River Delta. While these regions consume 42% of all Chinese coal and 52% of Chinese gas and diesel, they produce 55% of Chinese steel, 40% of Chinese cement, and also create 30% of Chinese sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and other pollutants. Yet, they take up only 8% of China's overall land area. In these regions, major cities have over 200 so-called hazy days every year. In fact, the air pollution has gotten so bad that local residents have started calling the air pollution Airmageddon and Beijing Graging. This is how air pollution is created, but how does it affect people and why should we care? Here are a few facts to show you in just how large a scale people are affected by air pollution. For example, lung cancer has increased by 60% in the last 10 years in Beijing. 1% of Chinese people breathe air considered safe by the European Union. Non-smoking Chinese women have the highest rates of lung cancer throughout non-smokers worldwide. The number one cause of death in China is from respiratory diseases. Also, chronic lung diseases rate 5 times greater in people living in Chinese high pollution zones than in other zones. China's 6 largest cities are considered to have some of the worst air pollution ratings in the world. In these cities, the Chinese government often strongly encourages residents to stay indoors during the day because of this air pollution. The air pollution also causes visibility in major Chinese cities to often be less than 100 meters, which is 328 feet. Because of this low visibility, as many as 30 flights get cancelled at a single airport every day. And don't forget that these are important and large airports in big cities. So these were just a few ways in which air pollution affects Chinese residents. Now the question is, how is air pollution measured, and how do we know how bad it is? Air pollution is measured on a scale called PM 2.5. The PM stands for particulate matter, which are particles of dirt, smoke, soot, and so on in the air. PM 2.5 measures the amount of this particulate matter less than 2.5 micrometers wide in the air. These particles are harmful because they can get deep into the lungs and cause damage there. Just to give you a clue as to how small these particles really are, you can compare them with other small objects. Objects 2.5 micrometers wide have about 1/30th the width of a human hair and 1/35th the width of fine beach sand. Any rating over 301 particles per meter cubed is considered hazardous and can cause serious aggravation of the heart or lung disease and premature mortality in persons with cardiopulmonary disease and the elderly. Chinese cities often have a rating of 490 to 500. The scale stops at 500. To create a comparison, look at Salt Lake City, Utah in the USA. It recently had a PM 2.5 rating of 69, which is considered unhealthy. Many Americans are concerned. However, Salt Lake City only has 1/7 the air pollution of Chinese cities. Recently, the Chinese government has realized that they need to do something about this pollution or it will only get out of control. They have started informing the citizens about air pollution and told them how bad it is. The media has started talking about it too. Li Keqiang, Chinese premier, has said it will be a long process to solve environmental problems. He wants 950 air pollution monitoring stations over 190 cities by the end of 2013. The government has also closed, and is still closing, over 70,000 polluting industries in China. It has also taken a look at renewable power. Even though China leads the world in wind power, it still isn't enough to counter all the other pollution. The government knows that the main thing causing this pollution is coal, and they have imposed coal taxes.